Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Gaming with Shoggoths and we are playing Stray. Right now we're trying to help the Doc find a way out of this place. He needs a way to defend himself against the Zurks, and I believe we found it right here. Hey, be careful with that defluxer. At full charge it can explode Zurks like confetti. This baby needs 1.28 gigawatts to work, and the only thing around here with that kind of juice is a generator outside the house. The problem is that it won't start. I think I blew a fuse, and with all the Zurks around, it's too dangerous for me to go and fix it. I'm not fast enough, but you just might be. If you can reach the generator and replace the fuse, I should be able to get the defluxer recharged. Come on, follow me. I'll show you what to do. Now, this episode is going to be a little different because apparently while I was recording, I didn't while I was doing the, recording for this, I didn't have my microphone turned on. So I recorded an hour of silence as far as my voice goes. So I'm doing a voiceover instead of giving you live commentary. Here, take this fuse. So if it seems like things maybe aren't synced up, it's because I'm reading it faster than I'm going through it on the in the replay. You just need to follow the cable to change the fuse. Best of luck. So yeah, you won't get so much live as it's happening commentary on this one. It's just gonna be voiceover, but I'll try and keep the things up as I go, and of course I will read all of the dialogue as well. But basically for this it's pretty simple. He gave us the fuse and we just have to follow it and do it. And there is a basketball over here, and I am convinced that it is a trophy. I think there is one for basketball, but I haven't tried it yet, so I'm not sure exactly how it works. But, yeah, stick the fuse in here. Yeah. And now we run. Panic and run. Panic and run. Although the device is pretty cool, and it seemed like it was going to be really cool, but it actually ends up being kind of a pain in the butt once I have to use it. But right now, it's awesome. Like, whee! Until you get over here. Like when he's not like in range. Not so helpful. Whee! Yay! Very excited, robot. Yeah! Yeah! Amazing! You got the generator back on. Yeah, is that what all that meant? Have you seen how powerful the deflector is? The defluxer is? Wait a minute. I might be able to mount this defluxer to your drone. And you would think that'd make it really awesome, but it's kind of a pain. Not gonna lie. It worked! The defluxer is now installed on your fancy drone there. It's not meant to run off such a small power source. If you use it too much, it could malfunction. Of course, right? You're like, of course it would. Just remember it's dangerous. Now go back to the village. I'm coming home. I'm coming home, son. Oh. Yeah, let's go. Slowly, because the robots can't run, apparently. It's no wonder they can't get anywhere with the Zurks running around. It's kind of funny how now they're all over the place, even though they weren't earlier. Let's get them, boys! Take out all those Zurks so we can get through this. Thank you. Now, if this is the only way you had to use this thing, it would be great. It'd be perfect. But trying to use it while you're running for your life from Zurks is terrible. The switch doesn't work. It looks like the electricity has been cut. Who would do that? I will admit, it took me a second to figure out what was going on here. Mostly because I didn't look up far enough. Well, no, I should say, because I wasn't looking up in the right spot. Like, I was convinced it had something to do with over here. And it didn't. Doesn't. I think it's weird that electricity is out, but those fans are working. I mean, that's just weird in and of itself, but it has nothing to do with anything. There must be a way to open that door. But then I was like, aha, ha, yes. Figured it out. You gotta roll one barrel one way. I always want to get on top to roll it like, you know, like a bear on a circus ball. That really stereotypical, like, bear on a circus ball motif. That kind of a thing. But no, you gotta roll it. And then we're gonna hop into the window and face Zerk madness in a moment. And I'll admit, I died a few times doing this part, but I've edited it out just me playing poorly. Like, nothing hilarious or worth watching happened. There was a couple times that I died. And it was just me being frustrated, so we really just don't need to see that. But this is where it gets difficult because you're trying to run and kill them. And I died this time because I didn't realize one was even on my back. Like, I couldn't tell in the weird lighting. I could tell, but I didn't realize it until later. Or until it was too late, I should say. But yeah, so we're going to edit out me failing, which happened probably about 4 times. But it is really difficult to, like, try and... If you don't get them all in the first shot, like, trying to fend off a whole bunch of them while you're running. And doing this, and hitting circle is difficult, yeah. But if you do it right and you don't overload it a bunch, then it's not too hard. Which I think is how this part goes. Like, I actually was, like, doing it efficiently. Trying to see if you could burst that stuff on the wall. You would think with the UV, it's basically a UV light or something like that. Think you'd be able to do that, but I guess not. I was just looking to see if there were any memories around. I don't know why the robot would have memories in here, but you never know. And then our poor friend is getting beat up. This is where it started getting hard. Because I overloaded it, so I had to wait. But this was by far my most efficient attempt, and it's not even that efficient. Phew, that was close. Let's go back home. I think I was really expecting to get further slaughtered, and that was pretty much it. Well, it for this area anyways. Because when we go through this door, we end up back in this room, which you might remember from the last episode, where, yeah, this is where we originally went through a different door to get to Doc. So basically, we went through this whole, like, chase scene to get to Doc, but it only took us 2 rooms to get back to him, or back to the slums from his house. So you gotta love that. Aww. I love how the robots have heart faces. Not just heart eyes, but heart faces. Like, that's really cute. It's sweet. And I'm not usually one who goes around going like, oh, that's so cute. Thanks for saving Doc, little friend. It's great to see that Samus is no longer alone. Now we know that we can fight back against the Zergs. Yeah, kind of. Momo's been waiting for you by the boat. I think that's it disappeared. Doc and Samus look happy. I think we can. I think I just popped over here real quick to see if I had any music. But I don't. Now they have, if you're doing like trophy hunting and stuff, they have chapter select for this game. Momo is waiting for you on his boat. You can join him, but have you done everything you wanted in here? And I decided to go ahead and just continue on with the story because I can collect stuff for trophies later for my own personal needs. And I think like I'm missing like 1 sheet music, so they're gonna lock the door behind me, which is fair enough. Before I go into the sewers, but yeah, so I'll just use chapter select to collect those last little items that I need for trophies. And I know I'm missing like a memory in there and then like 1 sheet music, and I cannot figure out where they are for the life of me, so. But I also don't pay as much attention when I'm recording as when I'm playing on my own. I can't believe you found Doc and got the defluxer. With this, now we can go to Balthazar. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, recording. Let's go. And into the sewers we go. I don't see any way to open this gate. Can you take a look on the other side? We sure can. Whee. My first instinct is to always go towards doors. Always. Oh. Yes, this was terrifying. I did not enjoy it. It took me a minute to realize, like, that I can actually stop them from those little pustule egg sac things from exploding. You just kind of, it's like a proximity thing. And I was convinced that I was just gonna have to kill them all, so that's what I did. But had I been paying a little bit more attention, I would have figured out that it's a proximity thing. So later on, when this stuff comes up, I do figure that out. But right now, I'm sort of struggle busting with it and freaking out like a cat would. But like, it's just, it's, I don't know, I find this UVing them to be more difficult than just running from them. See, now if I had been paying attention, I could have just gone over and hit that switch, but I figured it was, they were going to explode while I was hitting the switch, so. Oh well. But these barely had anything in them. We can continue on our journey. I've never been this far out of the slums with you here. I'm not even scared. Like, I don't know why you're not scared. I am just a little cat. I don't know what about me being here makes you less scared. Pretty big sewer area. It's very like industrial sewer area. I guess this would be the sewers for like the entire dome. Now, if you think the Zerks are odd, just wait. Like, we go in here and things get really, really weird in ways that I don't understand, and I really hope get explained. Because it is not where I thought this game was going at all. But there's like some... I think while I was actually recording this, and talking, thinking that my voice is being recorded, all this old machinery is broken now. I think we can only open it manually. Yeah. Okay, so he's gonna let me through. But yeah, like, I think I mentioned this while I was doing the voice. Like, I was like, these sewers, when you get into them farther, they really remind me of like Resident Evil, like 2, especially like the remake, the new remake and all that. And then, like, it was funny because it actually got Resident Evil 2-ish in there, as much as you can for a third-person, you know, cat game. But I was just like, what the heck is going on here? You'll see what I mean. Like, if you play Resident Evil, you'll understand. I mean, although this looks pretty grody in Resident Evil 2, and just kind of other, like, horror games, quite frankly, which is not where I thought this was going. I mean, it's not, like, a full-on horror game, but... Still, this is grotesque. Some of the stuff with the Zergs is grotesque compared to the rest of the game. So it's kind of interesting to be viewing this sort of stuff from a slightly more friendly cat point of view. But but yeah, like, I mean, like, coming in here, the stuff, some of the stuff is just like, is bonkers. I mean, the pustules are weird enough. But then, like, the other stuff is just like, you're like, what the hell is going on? And yeah, I hope it's explained. I really do. I'll be kind of bummed out if they don't explain some of the stuff that you see in here. I really enjoy the platforming in this game. I mean, it's not the kind of platforming, you know, that if you make one misstep, you're going to die, which I appreciate, because jumping has always been, yeah, horrible for me. And jumping in a third-person game or first-person game, quite frankly, is not, you know, having, like, platforming in those kind of games is so, like, weird. Like, you know, that's Mario stuff, Castlevania stuff. This is where I kind of, I mean, sometimes it's impossible to avoid this stuff, but this is where I kind of started figuring out that if I'm careful, you know, I can avoid them, although I wasn't being careful. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna die. Or maybe not. Oh, I think now is where I die. In here. Pretty sure I died like once at least. But see what I mean? Like, it got all Resident Evil-y with eyeballs and stuff. I mean, we already had these little eyeball guys. But those are like huge eyeballs on the wall. Like actual just eyeballs growing on the wall. And I was so wigged out by them that I just wasn't paying attention. Like, the Zerks were already weird, and I didn't know anything about the Zerks when I started playing this game. Like, I didn't know they were in the game or anything like that. Thankfully it just starts you back here. But, like, running into a room full of eyeballs on the wall, I was just like, what is going on? And it's a bummer that my recording didn't take because I was just like, what the fuck? And I obviously cannot recreate that surprise. I mean, this game is, because it was a game I wanted to play, as always, I tried to avoid as much spoilers about it as I could. And I did a pretty good job, obviously, because I've been surprised left and right. I really thought this was just going to be a cat running around solving some puzzles, which, I mean, it is, but I didn't think there was going to be this weird, almost horror-esque vibe to it at points. And, like, something is, like, groaning and vibrating, and I'm just gonna use that age-old classic run away and pull some of them with you and kill them. You know, learn that from playing MMOs. Pull the mob. But it's so weird. Like, there's groaning, there's like farting noises. I don't know if you can hear them with how the sound is. I think you can, because I can hear them right now. But look at this. Look at that. What is going on here? Like, how does this connect to everything? I mean, other than, like, I know what we've found so far in the lore is that the company's, whatever it was, I can't remember the company name, but they created the Zerks to eat the garbage, and then the Zerks mutated and they started eating like biological stuff, and then they started eating like metal and stuff like that, which is why the robots are afraid of them. But yeah, so like I'm really curious about these eyeballs. Like, are the eyeballs just the next step? Is that what they mutated into? Are the eyeballs breeding the Zerks now? Like what is going on? But there's so many eyeballs. And then of course, just all this fleshy goo that you're always walking in their hives and stuff is also disgusting. I never in a million years would have guessed there would have been a room like this in this game. I mean, it's a pleasant surprise because we all know that I like weird horror stuff and weird sci-fi stuff. And I mean, it is listed, I think, or considered like a dystopian universe and all that stuff. So, I mean, I guess it makes sense, but just never thought it would go quite like this. All those eyeballs. Look at all those eyeballs. And if you think this is like the top of the weird level, it's not even. It's not even. Every time there's a shake, like some more of those, the little zerks get shat out from the vent. Creepy eyeballs, not looking everywhere. They're like sleeping eyeballs. And then they're all awake and they're watching you. Blinking. Blinking. I think I was just sitting there like, what the hell is going on in this room? I was trying to figure out, yeah, like I was trying to figure out like if they'll follow you. You know, like those paintings, the eyeballs follow you. But we need to get back over to that other gate. Basically, this gate or not the other gate, but the other computer's gate has like 2 controls. I'm still just like, what the heck? Why the eyeballs? What is going on with the eyeballs? I'm just trying to take like the path of least resistance back over there. Yay, we made it. Always get suspicious when there's arrows pointing the way you should go. And then there's a giant eyeball. This game, I don't even know what this game is anymore. I really don't. Like B12, come on. We need your light. Kitty. Ugh. Of course, it blows up. And now we run. And we're running. I love how there's also like trash and shit being flung at me. I was really worried that this part was going to be super difficult, but it actually was, like, it seemed like it would be because there's all these paths, but I think there was only one actual path and it was pretty easy to follow. And because I didn't have the thing with me, you know, like it was more, it's a lot easier just to be like, run from these guys. Whee! I'm not sure who's controlling that gate, but poke poke. It was dark. I was alone. It felt like I was back in the network. But you saved me. Thank you, friend. Well, of course. My little robot buddy. Drawing that much power was rough on my core. Aw. The deflector is completely destroyed now. We'll have to be careful. Honestly, I'm not even bummed at all. If we don't have it, that means we won't have any of those silly moments where we're going to have to run around in a small room killing them. So, I'm fine with it. It's okay. It's probably my lead. Atmospherically, those eyeball rooms and all that stuff were cool, but like mechanically I didn't like the fluxer ray stuff. Sewer water, my favorite. Let's run the hell out of here. I never know if I'm gonna miss a memory or some lore in this game, like, because it's not, most stuff in this game isn't like super hidden, but every so often something is. It's just that one thing every so often, and I always end up missing it at the first time. A traveler from the sewers, we haven't seen one of you in ages. I like the name Baladin. Spaltavar, the outsider, has been expecting you. He's meditating at the top of our village. Thank you. No Zerks, because I'm sure the ant village. I thought this was anti-village at first, but it's ant village. But those Zerk signs crack me up, because like I'm sure the Zerks are gonna read them and go, oh my bad guys, sorry, no Zerks here, my bad. We'll just go back to the sewers. That machine, the scientist I assisted used one of those. He was sick. This was his last hope. He walked into the machine. But I wasn't with him and he was alone. What was he doing? He uploaded himself into the computer and then everything was different. But the upload, something went wrong. He was stuck for hundreds of years. Until a little cat appeared. So apparently B12 is actually the memories. It was me. I was the scientist. So B12 is the scientist that he thought he was like the helper of. It's just like his memories uploaded into the robot. And then at first I thought it was like a cryo sleep or something like that. But yeah, apparently it's a way to like put your brain into a computer and then to kind of preserve your memory and your thoughts and all that kind of stuff. And something went wrong and he got put into B12's body. Well, he got stuck in the machine and then you came along and put him in B12's body, basically. That's what we did in the loft. He doesn't want to talk, so there was nothing for me to do at this point except go talk to you know, kind of go ahead with the story. What else have I forgotten? I must have had parents, friends. What happened to everyone? Now he's having his, like, realizations. I wanted to open the city, but is there anyone left to save? Well, I mean, these robots seem very people-like. And would it matter? I mean, you got a kitty to save, and you got all these robots. Of course, there's stuff to save. They get eaten by the Zerks, too. And this is me not having... knowing where to go. I'm forgetting that I can climb on things like AC units and stuff. This guy looks like he does a lot of drugs. He's totally got like the hippie, like he's like a techno hippie, which is sort of the opposite of what a hippie would be. But like in this day and age, in the storyline, he's like a techno cyber hippie or whatever. Hey, don't you know not to interrupt a fellow during his transcendental meditation? Oh, it's you. You were with Momo when we received that call earlier. I'm glad to meet you at last. You know, Momo and Doc, so you're already familiar with the outsiders. I miss them. The memory brings me peace. Momo stayed in the slums. I heard you helped find Doc. And Clementine, she's in Midtown now. If you still want to see the outside, she's the one who can get you there. Apparently, she had some kind of a plan to leave the city. Here, take this. I wrote her address on the back of this picture, which is a detail that I forget later on. To reach Midtown, climb up our little village. It should be easy for a dexterous one like you. If you manage to reach the outside, you'll be very first. I wish you good luck, but you don't need it. I believe in you. So since we were kind of running in towards like the... I'm sorry for shutting down earlier. I'm human, probably the last in the world. Now look what's left of me. So much has come back to me. How much have I forgotten? Maybe if we find Clementine, we can restore my memories and get you back home at the same time. We can go back down and find out more from companions or head onward to Midtown. Yeah, so what I was trying to say was that since this is getting into the kind of the length, the stopping point for the videos, what I do is I kind of just run around and we go talk to everyone. So we're going to talk to everyone, and then I'm going to complete like a little side mission that's in here. And then in the next episode, we'll go up to Midtown. This food is actually horrible, but it's the only thing around. I'll have to unscrew my front casing if I keep eating this. You know, instead of unbuttoning his pants, right? Yeah, get it, no, yeah, no, yeah, The soothing sound of trash falling, shimmering waterfalls, no dangers. It's a blissful place to work on my poetry. Here, listen. 3, mighty concrete, shielding me in its womb. Shall you also be my tomb? Do you think it's too solemn? It's actually not bad. It's very nice and convenient of them to have already put like platforms up. So I can get up the ladders. It's very thoughtful of them to know I was coming and do that. I don't know what I was doing there. I think I was having some problems with the controls. I was trying to figure out if you can get down there. Hello there. It's been so long since we've had a visitor. Well, except those damn Zerks, of course. Imagine if we could harness their power, having them run in a wheel or something. Such wasted potential. It's one of those things where, like, you start to wonder, like, would that be, like, animal slavery? You know, like, it's a biological life form and you're forcing it to work for you like that for nothing. Like, when I grow up, I want to be great like Aunt Clementine. I wanted to explore like she did, but the grown-ups forbade us to leave Ant Village. But, like, yeah, I know those Zergs are, like, terrible and they eat everything, but does it make it okay to, like, enslave them? It's one of those, yeah, you gotta love, like, sci-fi and, uh, you know, like, oh god, my brain. You know, cyberpunk dystopian stuff that makes you wonder about those kind of things. Just making a paint color called garbage brown, and I was like, well, there's not a paint can in this world that I won't knock over now. Take that, paint can. That's what you get for being empty. And then I gave up. These guys are funny. I feel bad because yep, totally ruined their mahjong game. But it doesn't show up on the screen because I have like the notifications turned off, so you can't see when my friends are coming on and off. Not for any reason other than like it gets annoying when all my friends are coming on and off. But that also turns off the notifications for the trophies, but there is a trophy there that you would get jumping up on that table. I didn't know that until I jumped on the table. Apparently it's for trying to play the mahjong game with them. May's in her deconstructive period, so she says. I'm sure she'll become a great artist. If only she could practice elsewhere. Try to talk to them, but now they won't talk to me. They're mad at me. Alright, so from here we're going to skip ahead a little bit because, so, you know, it tells you, like, for the plant, like, you know, you can give it, maybe a robot will want it. And so then I'm going to proceed to go and check every robot in this place, and it's not going to be right because the robot is way up at the top, and I didn't think there was anyone up there. So we're going to skip ahead right about now. Yep. And this is, if you just keep climbing up and up and up the tower past this Balthazar, you find this gardener. And the gardener wants your flower and wants other flowers. So we're going to do that real quick, and then we're going to end the episode. Hello, buddy. How are you? Did you know that Aunt Clementine taught us how to grow special plants that can live without sunlight? Special plants, quote unquote. I have a huge collection of them. Do you want to see? I'm missing a yellow plant, a red one, and a purple one. I have the purple one. If someone small and agile could get them for me. I wonder whoever could they possibly be talking about. Surely not me. Right, we're gonna jump back down. So to get the red ones, you come over here to where the guys are playing mahjong. Now you can see over to my right there was totally a bucket I could have rode down. This is technically the way to get back up, but I didn't. I think I saw it and it just didn't occur to me that it would take me all the way down. But so you jump down from where the guys are playing mahjong. I was a bellbot many cycles ago, but I've repurposed myself into a treasure hunter. Don't be fooled by the sound of it. It can be hard and gruesome, just like this arm I found. Poor fellow, may he rest in peace. Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures. So we just grab a red one here. And the yellow ones are all the way up at the top. And I was so close to them at one point. And I didn't even know it because I didn't know you had to click flowers at that point. But these guys are, these guys, the yellow flowers are up by the guys at the bar that are up near Zolt's bar. Just trying to find another way to go. I like the little frustrated growl because that's exactly how I felt when I fell down that. And then I was like, oh, look, a bucket. That would have worked. Yep. I fall down that ladder way too much. There's a lot of cut stuff you didn't see where I've fallen. And you just go past Svaltazar. You don't get tempted by the bucket. No, don't get tempted by the bucket, kitty. I think I was trying to figure out where it was. But, yes, you go around the bar. You're going around the bar. It's Svaltazar around the bar. There we go. And grab your yellow flower. Then we're going to run back up and give it to the nice lady, I think. I mean, I guess the robots don't actually have gender in this game, but it seems like a lady gardener robot. Yeah, like, I just didn't even know they were up here. I thought this was the way to Midtown. But I figured we'd put this in this episode at the end. Yep, trying. I wish you could select all of them and give them. That might be one of the very, very few gripes that I have with this game. Is that if you need to give someone multiples, yay, a new badge. If you need to give someone multiple items at once, you can't. You have to one at a time. Yay, new badge. Alright, well that is going to do it for this episode. We're going to go to Midtown next episode. But for now, we will be done. As always, I appreciate you checking this video out. If you enjoyed it, please do leave a like. Subscribe if you want to see more. I'll be back with more Stray real soon. Until then, have a good one.